coming up on the Style Rebellion podcast. And as everyone sees, there's actually someone new here. Everybody welcome Erin to the pod.
Hello.
Welcome, Erin. She was like, I'm about to fucking just lay the smack down on a 7-year-old. And I was like, and this is why I love you.
That's not my 7-year-old.
It's not even hers.
I do have a 7-year-old. It's not mine.
Blair, I thought that soft dramatics look great in corsets. Hell yeah, we do. I will put your eye out in a corset. Don't play with me. I love me a Jesus shoe. I have a natural
Well,
essence.
you have a natural essence, right? So
I love me a Jesus shoe, right? As
you.
these, we look insane. You're like, did you eat a soft camine? Did you eat her? Give her back. Yes, everybody, welcome to the brand new Style Rebellion podcast. I'm your host, Blair Petroni. I am so beyond excited to bring to you, it's updated. I mean, it is the Style Therapy podcast, but it no longer is, essentially because we found out that it is trademarked. We found out that Style Therapy is trademarked after creating 27 episodes. And we were like, well, pivot.
Nobody wants to get sued up in here. So
We were
new
like,
name, here we come.
so we had to pivot. We had to create a whole new name, a whole new everything. So here we are creating a whole new podcast, essentially. But that's okay. I'm not really concerned about that. Having a marketing background, I was like, good news is, girl, I know Canva real well.
We are well equipped to handle this transition.
I was like, I have a credit card, Canva, and Riverside. I am not afraid.
And a brain. That works
And a
real well.
brain. The ability to make it happen, Captain. Yeah. So that's the good news. So I'm super excited. And the whole thing behind Style Rebellion is, quite honestly, it still carries the same ethos. The whole idea behind Style Therapy was that we would have the ability to chat with people about the fact that they were perfect, no matter what. We didn't have to worry about having the conversations of like, you need to change and there's something wrong with you. And that was the idea behind it. Well, it's the same idea in Style Rebellion, but we're just taking it that much further and saying this is real people, real bodies, real style, and no one's changing. We
And
refuse.
no one's apologizing.
Yeah,
for anything.
and there's no apologies, right? Real people, real style, zero apology.
Love it.
And we're moving forward now. And as everyone sees, there's actually someone new here. Everybody welcome Erin to the pod.
Hello.
Welcome, Erin.
Yacht Rock has entered the chat, friends.
Hashtag
Here we go.
Yacht Rock has entered the chat. So those of you that have been OG listeners to Style Therapy will probably have this little inkling in the back of your head of like, Yacht Rock. I think I remember that name.
She's the girl
That is Erin. So
tailoring
Erin is what,
shirts.
Erin is what we call our effin' Kennedy. She is our flamboyant natural with a classic essence, and she is wonderful. Tell the people a little bit about you, girl.
Okay, friend. So I have a background in communications and public relations, and I worked in the nonprofit world for a while before deciding that I wanted to go back to nursing school, which I did. And then I spent a number of years taking care of the tiniest and the sickest of humans. And now I take care of my own tiny humans. So after I went through having babies and postpartum and nursing bodies and all of the changes that happen structurally and functionally, I definitely developed an interest in style and color because I just had so many things that made me feel just yucky. And so I actually did pursue a certification in style and color analysis, and I have been a client of several other systems and just generally found some deficits or some limitations in most of the systems that I experienced. And so that led a dear friend of mine and me to Blair. We did stalk her for quite a while before becoming clients. And and through that, we have just become sweet friends. And it's such an honor to be here with her and with you guys to just continue this conversation about style. And I'm here for the comic relief. I have zero qualification, I guess, to chat about Kibbe and Kitchener and all the things, except I'm probably going to ask the questions that you're having because I am just like you. So, welcome. We're so excited to have you here today.
And this is why exactly why Erin is so important, you guys, because she really is just like you guys. When I approached Erin with the idea of being one of our new co-hosts, she was like, "Okay, but why me?" I was like, "Because you're just like everyone else, right? You do already have because Erin is." Okay, she does she's being a little modest here. She actually does have a certification in one color system, and she does know she's a lifelong learner. So she actually does know a lot more about things than she's letting on, you guys. So there's that, and she's also ridiculously smart and ridiculously capable and beyond all of those things. She's
Sure.
also this domestic goddess and can tell you anything about running a household and budgets and bills and getting like any stain out of anything and how you can save your children. Let me tell you, I've called her many times being like, "Okay, my kid just swallowed a pebble. Like, what do we do?"
You're being so kind. I feel like I'm blushing and I didn't even put blush on.
It's no, everyone knows I'm not kind. I'm just
Like,
very,
to
very
warn
honest.
her.
It's hot. And I feel like it's very hot. No, 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 no. I'm not kind. I'm just very honest. Erin is very funny, you guys. This morning, we were talking to each other on the phone earlier. She was like, "I'm about to fucking just lay the smack down on a 7-year-old." And I was like, "And this is why I love you."
That's not my 7-year-old.
It's not even her.
I do have a 7-year-old. It's not mine.
She's not her 7-year-old, somebody else's 7-year-old. And I was like, "This is the mom I know and love." Sometimes you gotta lay the smack down on somebody else's
Yeah.
7-year-old because they're the absolute worst.
I mean, there also didn't a long time ago, we kind of like extended family, corporate parenting, community, all those things. Like sometimes things need to be said. And I am typically not afraid to say them. Although I do every once in a while have those moments where I wish that I could just grab the words back as they're
I
coming
believe
out of
in
my mouth.
parenting by horde. Like, I truly
Yeah,
believe that we are all responsible for the tiny humans until the tiny humans become the big humans. I truly, truly believe that. So I'm like, yes, I think we are all responsible for the tiny humans.
for
It's our
sure.
job to make them good people.
For sure.
And the one that your tiny human is dealing with is currently not making good choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're on the path to being crazy people. So anyway, well, here's what we're doing today, you guys. So we are continuing the Hell Nah series that we started
Mhm.
in the Style Therapy podcast. We have 3 body types left, just 3. And these poor body types, Erin, they have been begging for their episode.
Y'all
They've
have been
girl,
so patient.
they've been,
So
I don't
patient.
know if they've been patient
Well,
might not be the word.
you know,
Patient.
you've been waiting a really long time.
Waiting would be the word.
Waiting.
Patient. And what this is essentially is this is all of the some people, for example, I was at lunch with our old co-host Jess, and I was like, "You know what would be a really good idea? Some people learn a lot by knowing exactly what would be great for them to wear. And some people do really, really well when they know exactly what's just like not good for them."
Mhm.
And it just kind of depends on the person that you are, right? Because a lot of my clients that come to me, they do that because they love guardrails.
Yeah.
They love rules. They're like, "Girl, just give me the rules. I
Yeah.
just want to know the rules." And so I was like, well, this would be a really good idea for just like a series on the pod. And so that's what we're doing. We're finishing up the last 3 body types. The last 3 body types are the soft dramatics, the soft classics, and the theatrical romantics. Okay. Today we're doing my people, soft dramatics.
Dramatic.
I had to show up and show out. Y'all, we are divas. Divas. Soft dramatics are divas to the nth degree. All right, let's talk a little bit about my SD babies. Okay. So when it comes to soft dramatics, they in Kibbe, they sit on the yang end of the spectrum because there's 2 sides of the spectrum. There's yang versus yin, and yang is more of the masculine side. But again, none of this is gendered, you guys. And then yin is more of the feminine side. Means there's a dramatic and then there's a soft dramatic. We're talking SDs today, the soft dramatics. They sit just boop, just right of the big end of the yang spectrum. So I basically jokingly call us bongs because we are straight on the top and then bam, we got curve
Yeah.
on the
The
bottom.
classic in me is like,
But that's me. That's my metaphors. And
right there.
I'm known for my metaphors in the industry
Yeah.
because I'm determined to help everyone understand exactly why someone is what they are so that you can see it. Because once you see it, you don't unsee it.
Mhm.
And so with an SD, their quote unquote accommodation, as David calls it, he's now started calling them allowances. Okay, I call them superpowers. It's essentially what makes you special, what makes your body super special, right? Your superpower as a soft dramatic are two things. Number one, it's your vertical. Up and down, you look really, really tall, and we're trying to keep and maintain that
Mhm.
of you looking really tall. And sometimes people mistake and misunderstand that because they're like, "Oh, so you're trying to make me look thin." No, 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 no.
Yeah.
I don't care about making you look thin. I want to make you look as tall as humanly possible. I want to make you look like the tallest drink of water on the face of the planet. And there are a lot of style secrets that go into that. Okay, that's number one. There's a lot of a narrowness component that comes into this. Like, for example, there are allowances, examples of where your seams need to hit on you
Mhm.
in order for this to like look really good on you. So up and down, straight on my armpit, that's where I want all of my seams to go because I need things to fit me narrowly because that's going to make me look
Mhm.
very vertical, very tall. Okay. I don't want a lot of excess fabric anywhere on my body. Drape is different, but excess fabric, nope, nope. I don't need a lot of that. Not
Okay,
anywhere.
so can you give us like a 2-sentence explanation of that?
So excess fabric, we call that billow.
Okay.
So that means, for example, if you're a natural, you can have a really big sleeve that's a
Mhm.
lantern sleeve where there's a lot of excess fabric in a lantern sleeve. If you're a dramatic, we look crazy in that shit.
Okay.
We just look like it's hanging off our body because we don't need that. That's a lot of excess for us. Or if we have these really big, flowy, voluptuous skirts,
Mhm.
we don't need things like that because we need this narrowness that's going to make us look compact so that we can maintain that vertical all
Gotcha.
the way down. It's just going to look like too much on us. Okay. Then we have, whereas, for example, you can have drape, you can have fabric that's folded over and draping on me a little bit like a toga.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to accentuate my curve on the bottom, which is the second thing that makes soft dramatics look stunning, is we have that curve that's on the bottom. Pow.
Mhm.
Okay, we're that bong. And so we are going to put an eye out. So you have some of the most beautiful women on the face of the planet that are soft dramatics. Ashley Graham, Sofia Vergara, Christina Hendricks. All right, if your tongue is not wagging right now, you do not have a pulse. I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
It's so
If you did
beautiful.
not watch Ashley Graham on the Victoria's Secret show this
Mhm.
year of her walking the catwalk, you need to go look up some YouTube videos because the whole time you're just like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And talk about zero apologies. She was like, "This is me. This is my body. Love it."
And every interview that she had, she was like, I'm doing this for every single one of us that is a size 16 in this country and is
Mhm.
here. I'm here walking for those of us with cellulite. I'm here. She's like, I've had twins. I'm here walking for those of us that have had babies. I'm
Yes.
here walking for like, she was representing and I was
Here
eating it up. I
for
love it.
it.
I
Here
love
for it.
her. Yeah, every time I see her, I'm like, and here is our queen,
Mhm.
Estes. Bow, worship her. Yeah, stunning, incredible. So that's what's special about us. So let's talk about what makes you not a soft dramatic. Estes, we are curvy and luscious, okay? And essentially, we're big people. We're big people. I jokingly call myself a daddy long legs. I am not a small person. I'm not meant to be a little person. I never will be. Look,
Yep.
for example, at Christina Hendricks. Look at Ashley Graham. We are
Mhm.
large women. We're never meant to be waif-like human beings. Even look at Sofia Vergara, right? Even though she's like a size 8, a size 10, she's not a small person. The
Mhm.
smallest she's ever gotten down to is probably about a size 6. she still doesn't look small because as an SD, we're never meant to be really small people. We look very odd
Yeah.
when we're small.
Well, right,
And that's
because you
because
have that great length, but then you have this wonderful curve that just is going to take up space, and it's beautiful, and no one should be apologizing for taking up space. But when you take up space, you're not gonna be itty bitty. That's why
no.
you have the spectrum. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a hand talker with this little square of space.
As David said when we were with him, he was like, "Your last name is Italian, Blair, but my hands are Italian," as he
Yeah.
kept hitting the microphone. It was really funny. And guys, we're talking about David Kibbe. I went to interview him back in September in 2025, which was awesome. And he made that was one of the jokes he made. It was really, really funny. Okay, so let's talk about if you are not a soft dramatic. So if you are petite or significantly shorter than basically being 5'7", 5'6", 5'7", not a soft dramatic. If your body is super straight, not a soft dramatic. Can't do it. Okay. If your arms and legs are short, okay, or they don't look really long, not a soft dramatic. I
Yeah,
jokingly say it looks like my arms go down to my damn knees. It is
yeah.
obvious that I look massive and
Mhm.
my hands are really big. I've had somebody be like, "Oh my God, your hands are so beautiful. They just like so elongated." Yeah, sure, I guess. But then you look at them and you're like, "My God, her hand is like her whole face." Yeah, my hand is my whole face. If you look at it, you're like, damn,
Well, I
her
think
hand
that's
is her whole face.
yeah, yeah, but it's me that is the structure of your body, right? And when you take this structure of your body and you try to make it things that it's not or fit in boxes where it doesn't go, that's when things start to really just feel weird and inauthentic or just uncomfortable. So, you know, being able to look at your body structure and say, "Okay, this is where I am," is a wonderful thing, and then from there, you can start this, you know, these leaps to the next steps and what's gonna just make you look fire, so
That's one of the secrets about why SDs can wear such large scale jewelry. I mean, my God, my hand is the size of my face.
Mhm.
Really think I should be wearing small scale jewelry. I'll look like I ate it.
You don't want dainty tiny pearls, Blair.
I look insane, like insane, unhinged. Okay. If your bone structure is delicate, if you look bird like, no, ma'am, you will never, ever,
Mhm,
ever be a soft dramatic. If your facial features are very delicate and small, or if they lack any type of boldness or
mhm.
fullness, for example, you look at my facial features and you're like, she looks fierce. Right? There's ferocity to my eyes. There's ferocity to my cheekbones. When I smile, literally, my eyebrow is always raised. It's
True,
been a thing
true.
since I was little bitty. I've always smiled boldly in photos. If
Mhm.
you don't look bold in some way, shape, or form, you're not a soft dramatic. So let's head on to fabrics and materials that you need to avoid if you are a soft dramatic. So here's what I look insane in, okay? As a soft dramatic, you need to be avoiding materials that are super overly heavy and stiff. No heavy canvas, no burlap, no overly heavy jersey knit, no super ribbed or stretch fabric, no basic t-shirt cottons, no chunky tweeds, no heavy crochets, no eyelet laces, no fine crochets. So let's go over why. Let's do the whys real fast. If you do the heavy canvas and the burlaps, you're going to look crazy because that is super heavy, heavy stiff. They don't have enough of a curvature and a softness to them to
Mhm.
actually give you the undulation that you need being a soft dramatic.
Well, and if you think about the chore jackets or the barn jackets that are made of there's a lot of structure to them. Even if it is a softer version of that fabric, it is going to hang really, I mean, kind of more in that natural family, right? Where it's not honoring the curve in your body. And so let's do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jersey knits, anything that's a ribbed or stretch fabric. So, those types of materials are typically way more for romantics. Okay. You want to end up having those fabrics and materials for romantics because you're looking for that real tight body con moment. You're like, yes, ma'am, give it to me. That's typically not something that you're looking for on a soft dramatic. We want flow, movement, but we also want structure simultaneously.
Okay.
We're
So
greedy.
they're just, like, too snug.
They're too snug.
Okay.
It's just too there's not enough structure that's there. Then you got basic t-shirt cotton. There's a reason why soft dramatics, we are called divas. Divas, all right? I am too fabulous for a basic t-shirt.
I'm laughing because we have a mutual friend who is an SD. Before her style analysis with Blair, she had a very, I'm not gonna it wasn't a basic shirt, but it would be qualified as a basic in your wardrobe, collared shirt. She said, "I think I wanna bedazzle this." And as your FNC, I'm like, "Why would you wanna bedazzle your shirt?" It's like, it's fine the way it is. But it was so freeing for her, I think, to get her SD analysis because it explained to her why she had loved all of these details and beautiful things and embellishments that just aren't in that basic T-shirt category.
When you see what she's wearing right now, y'all, it's
The
so
teal suit with the like, the lace. She has a romantic essence, yeah? Yes, yeah. Oh, so good, so good.
yeah, she's a soft dramatic with a romantic essence, and she is light years away from where she was, and she'll send us photos now where I'm just like, "Huh."
She looks so good, so good.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's impressive. She's done amazing. When you're looking at chunky tweeds or heavy crochets or even stuff like that, that's for naturals.
Mhm.
Okay? We don't look good in things that are meant for naturals. Okay? We are divas. And then the eyelet lace and the fine crochets, ingenue is like beautiful in anything with that, especially if an ingenue essence, or
Mhm.
if you're a romantic, or especially gamines. Gamines can do some beautiful eyelet type things or some fine crochets. Even some of the naturals can do that too. Nope,
Mhm.
too delicate. Soft dramatics, we look like we would rip through that in a second. We look sturdy. Soft dramatics look sturdy. You're like, "Oh, I could grab onto that." That's what we look like. Necklines. Here's what we should not be wearing for necklines as an SD. High necklines that have no structure. Okay, so I'm talking the turtlenecks, the crew necks, the things that just look like you could just grab them and they just fall into themselves under your grip, okay? Anything that's a small or a dainty neckline, so basically the things that are for the SGs, the soft gamines, the Peter Pan collars, the tiny scallop necklines,
Ugh.
so cute on the SGs.
On them, not for you.
SDs, we look insane. You're like, "Did you eat a soft gamine? Did you eat her? Give her back."
Yeah.
Okay, we need more of that structure. So, for example, halter necks look really, really beautiful on SDs, but we have to have more structure
Mm.
with them. So, you have to pick a fabric that has just a scotch more structure. So, I have a bit of a moderate weight denim halter neck that is super
Oh.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. So, the mantra for soft dramatics is you're welcome. These curves even showed up because we're divas. You're welcome. These curves even showed up. So think about that. Anytime you're getting dressed, you need to look at an outfit if you're soft dramatic and be like, is there an element of fabulousness
Mhm.
in this outfit? Is there
Yeah.
an outfit of like, should someone be looking at this and be like, damn, I'm so glad she's here? Because if there is
Yeah.
not an element of that,
Well,
you didn't hit it, boo.
you didn't, and it's so valuable because I think back to my training, the system that I did my training in, and it basically taught you how to take your outerwear to minimize, and we've talked about this with the nouns where it's like finding your problem area or the thing that you don't like about you and trying to minimize that or make it fit in this other tiny little box. But your curve as an SD is one of the things that makes you so incredibly special. And then when you get to pair that with the vertical and you have this long and just deliciously round, right? No one else in this whole system is like you. So let's let that beauty show up in the world the way it's supposed to. Like, those curves aren't mistakes, so you're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I was at a, Broadway show when we were in New York, and y'all know how those theaters, they cram those seats. together, and I was trying to get back in my seat, and I had some divas that were sitting on the end, and they were curvaceous, and I'm curvaceous, and I'm trying to get back in, and I was trying to slide between them. I was like, "Sorry, ladies, these curves just won't quit." You know what I'm saying? And they just started laughing, and it's the way that it is, man. You're welcome these curves even showed up. That's how it works, man. Look, you cannot spot reduce. That's not how it works in the gym. You can't
Mhm.
do it anywhere. As a soft dramatic,
Yeah,
those curves will be there forever, ever. Love them.
they will. Sincerely, someone who wishes she had some, just
You
a little
have
bit,
all the width of a supermodel. Hush.
right?
Hush.
Like, the
Erin
grass
is a
is always
flamboyant
greener, right?
natural. Yeah,
Right?
Erin's a
Who
flamboyant natural. She's a supermodel, and no one is crying for her. No one's crying for you, boo.
Alright, I'm going back to smiling and nodding now.
That's right. Be quiet, Yacht Rock.
Shh, in the corner.
Effin' Kennedy over here. Quiet. So, silhouette and fit for SDs. Lack of waist definition? Absolutely not. We
Mhm.
need waist definition. We need it to be soft, okay? We don't need it to be this overt waist definition, but we still need some. Okay, we have a curve. It needs to be there. Soft waist definition is important. Anything that's an overly angular style, like what we would do with a dramatic, it's not for us. Making yourself look shorter is not for us. So for example, those are basically extreme staccato styles, which is having two very separate colors, one on top of the
Mhm.
other. That's what we do with gamines
Yeah.
because that's what makes gamines so special is we have one color on top and one color on bottom. That's what makes them look incredible. On us as an SD, I look insane.
Yeah.
I
Well,
look
because it
crazy.
cuts your vertical, right?
It does. Makes me
So,
look nuts.
yeah.
Now, sometimes I do that because I don't care.
Well
I don't care. I'm doing this. I love both of these pieces. I'm doing it.
well, and everybody deserves to get to sprinkle, like, just a little gamine in their life somewhere just for fun, right?
I
So,
just wanna be one. I
that is
love
what your
that.
dopamine is for. You wear
I
those
love
color
that.
blocks if you are so inspired.
Dopamine dressing is a real thing, you
It
guys.
is real.
I love them so much. And then for us, oversized clothing. We look crazy in oversized clothing, especially because soft dramatics, we really need a shirt or a top that is more fitted to
Mhm.
us because that's what makes us look narrow and leaner. And that's a big secret for a soft dramatic. If you're like, okay, but my top is like 2 to 3 sizes smaller than my bottom. And it also
Oh, yeah.
looks
For
better
you.
when I wear the top 2 to 3 sizes smaller than my bottom.
You might be an SD if
You might be an SD.
So I think one thing that helped me in my own style journey is just like thinking about questions that I ask myself when I'm trying to figure out why something doesn't feel totally correct. So I think when in
Mm,
relationship to silhouette for an SD, when you're looking at your outfit, asking yourself, is it honoring my vertical? Is it making me look tall? Am I feeling tall in this? But then also, are my curves showing up, right? Or am I trying to disguise them, right? If you're, God bless you if you're house trolling in an oversized sweatshirt and some leggings. Like we all have those moments. You have my blessing, right? But when you're out and about, there's hiding your narrowness and it's disguising your curve, and you're not showing up in the world as you. And we need you to be you. If that, I don't know
absolutely.
if that helps other people, like with the questions of how do I assess this outfit to make sure that it feels good on me, it feels like me.
That's a great point. And to anyone that's like, what the hell does house troll mean? So it's something that I came up with years ago. It's a term I came up with. So by the way, house troll, we are not saying it's a bad thing. In fact, house trolls are class A citizens in our households. It is who you are when you are just being a human being
Yeah.
and you were just trying to move throughout the world. In my household, my house troll me is I probably have not washed my hair in probably a week. I have on the same makeup as yesterday. I haven't brushed my teeth. I'm not wearing my colors, definitely not in the right shoes, and I just look crazy. Also, this is the point that I always make, and I will bring it back to this ad nauseum. No one makes the men feel like house troll is not okay for them.
Mm-hmm.
No one makes the men feel that
It's true.
way. They only make us feel that way.
We should do like a hashtag on your on the social media feed of like a show us your house troll.
We should.
We should totally
Hashtag
do it.
house troll
I'm gonna write
proud.
that one down.
Hashtag house troll proud. All right, let's do prints. So anything that's overly angular or austere in a print, like a diamond, a triangle, that's only that. So if you're a soft dramatic, you need a print that's vertical, that's got a little bit of an angle, but that's also got a little bit of like circular element to it as
Mhm.
well. You guys see me sometimes wearing the fish earrings, which looks really, really funny and weird, but you're like, why does she look so good in those weird ass fish earrings? It's because they're soft dramatic. They're also natural as well,
Mhm.
so they fit my essence too, because 'cause they're beaded and because 'cause they're a fish and because they fit my colors. They're just super fun and weird, and they're also gamine too. I
They're
love
also
them.
fair trade and sustainable and all the fun things.
Yeah, like, they're everything. They're everything I stand for as a
Yeah.
human being. It's because of that, right? It's because they have just the rounded body, but
Mhm.
their fins are also the points, and it's
Yeah.
anything that has the round elements plus pointed elements
Mhm.
associated with it. Okay?
Mhm.
Tiny prints, anything essentially smaller than a quarter, or our friends overseas or anywhere else in the world that uses, a system that makes way more sense than ours, 2.5
I was
centimeters.
gonna say less than
2.5 cm.
Mhm.
I always do that.
No ditzy floral for you guys. I
No
mean
ditzy anything. Y'all, look, the earrings that I have right now, once again, okay, so these are they're from Gucci, okay? These are OG Gucci 93s. They walked the runway. These are my babies. I got them on consignment.
they're
They're
so
so
shiny, so
beautiful.
shiny.
They're so beautiful. I actually walked into, a very high-end consignment store in Austin in the Domain, and one of the very fabulous men that worked there walked up to me and he goes, "Are those the Gucci 93s?" And I was like, "They are." And he was like, "Oh my god, I've never seen a pair in person." I was like, "You wanna hold them?" And he was like, "Yes."
He said yes.
He
Yes,
did.
I do.
He did. He was like, "Babe, take them off your ears." I was like, "Yeah, here you go." Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I No one had ever recognized them before, so I was like,
Oh, that's fabulous. They're
"It's so
beautiful.
fun."
They're
He
beautiful.
was fabulous. I was like,
Yeah.
"Can we be best friends?"
I'm like, "When can we plan a consignment trip to Austin?"
It was fun. It's super bougie, super high end, like, and it's in the middle of the Domain, so a lot of people have no idea what they've walked into when they walk in there. They're like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Because it looks super bougie and looks. So yeah, anything ditzy, anything tiny, guys, we need big stuff.
Mhm.
The cool thing about being a soft dramatic is we are the people that make the really big costume jewelry look expensive.
Mhm.
Soft dramatics are those people. So if you're like, okay, but why does that cheap shit look terrible on me, but great on her? She's probably a soft dramatic. Heads up. I can always make cheap shit look very expensive. It's my
And
superpower.
the necklaces that you can pull off, I'm like, "Oh, that's so much fun." And if I put it on, I think I would probably feel sillier than I looked in it because I have vertical and I'm 6 feet tall, but I would not feel myself in that kind of volume of jewelry.
You're also a Kennedy.
Well, let's see now.
You're
Sorry,
also
not
that
sorry.
classic essence too. Everything you own needs to look expensive.
Mhm.
I call myself a drag queen of Kibbe. Soft dramatics are drag queens. So we can, I lovingly, I don't care. I don't care. I'm fabulous.
But it's a great analogy.
We
A
are.
great analogy.
We are. We're drag queens of Kibbe. So we get away with all the fun,
Mhm.
big stuff,
Mhm.
ostentatious. I can walk into my favorite consignment store in Houston and I'm like, that's for me, and that's for me, and that's for me, and that's for me. That too. I will take all that.
Put it in my little box.
Thank you. And they're like, I don't understand how that all looks so good on you. I'm like, I'm a drag queen. Don't worry about it. And it's the same thing with, like we were saying, the accessories. Skip anything dainty, anything
Mhm.
intricate. You need bold, bold stuff. You don't need intricate flowers. Wear the big fun stuff.
Yeah. Tiny
You do.
chains, little pendants.
My God. I look unhinged in tiny, tiny stuff. Like, it's cute. You're like, oh, look, she's having a delicate moment. That's precious. But
Yeah.
it doesn't look like me. Essence is really, really important, which is why we give this stipulation in every episode when we talk about the Kibbe body types. Essence is going to play a very key role in some of the things that we're talking about for the Hell Nas. So some of these
100%.
things are going to work for you based on your essence, and some of these things aren't. So keep that in mind. Moving on.
Shoes. Here we go.
Round toes. If you are a soft traumatic, you better avoid round toes like the plague. Bye bye. We look bananas out of our mind. Okay. We don't do flats. We don't do gladiator sandals well. We don't do extreme masculine type shoes. like loafers. Let's talk about this real quick. Round toes, that's for people on the yin side
Mhm.
of the spectrum because they need a lot of rounded things. We're on the yang end of the spectrum. We need
Mhm.
pointed shoes. Glad anything that's a flat, we need like height
Yeah.
because we need a vertical. We're trying to look as tall as humanly possible. Flats don't do that. Gladiator sandals. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I love me a Jesus shoe. I have a natural
Well, you have
essence.
a natural essence, right?
Don't
So
play with me, right? That's a flat and it's a sandal. But when you wrap yourself, it's hard because
Mhm.
then you're showing width.
Mhm.
So you got to be careful with that.
Mhm.
Masculine type shoes, even though dramatics look incredible in clothing that's inspired by menswear, it has to be a very feminine
Yes.
type loafer and it has to have a heel on it. So there's a lot of stipulations with that. Tops, no oversized tops, tops that have no any type of like to them or
Mhm.
something that could give you the illusion of movement. So and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second, or a top that has a lack of waist emphasis. So a lot of people are like, no movement. Blair, I thought that soft dramatics look great in corsets. Hell yeah, we do. I will put your eye out in a corset. I feel like soft dramatics almost invented corsets.
Mhm.
Part of me is like, I think a soft dramatic was a wench in a tavern and was like, do you know what I would look fabulous in?
Oh my gosh.
We
Yes.
should invent corsets.
Yes.
Part of my brain thinks that sometimes.
Yes. The beer maids with the lace
Yes,
up and yeah,
yes. Part of me is
just
like, I think Ren
fleshy and
Fair,
delicious.
yes. Ren Fair owes it to soft dramatics. Ode to there should be soft dramatic weekend at Ren Fair, and it should just be full of
I
corsets.
mean, we can make that a thing.
But if you have no movement in your shirt whatsoever, or the ability to not let the ladies jiggle in some way, in a corset, think about it, the ladies can jiggle. Okay. You have to allow the
Mhm.
ladies to jiggle. Or at least something to wiggle because there is overt softness
Yes.
in a soft dramatic. There is softness. That's an important thing.
But that is why that silhouette is so much fun for SDs because you have the softness in your shoulders and the
Yeah.
softness in your chest. And then you've got that narrow, just tightness through the waist, right? And that gives you some waist definition in and of itself.
I SDs, there's a lot of us that were like, "Oh yeah, I partied in corsets and flare jeans."
You might
For
be an
sure.
SD if you look back at your college pictures.
You might be an SD if dresses. So avoiding for us talk about college days. Doesn't mean that I didn't do this, but mini dresses, bodycon dresses, sheath dresses, overly
Mm,
billowy dresses, super simple dresses,
yeah.
and dresses with no waist emphasis. The sheath dresses and the no waist emphasis dresses, those are basically the exact same thing. You're just wearing a potato sack. Because we have the curve, it does not look correct on us. The curve gets quote unquote in the way. And so it's just not going to sit correctly on you. And then you start trying to make it sit correct on you and you get a dress that's wider and wider and wider. And you're
Mhm.
like, well, then why does this look even stranger? Well, because you're not
Yeah.
supposed to wear them in the first place. Then, if you get anything that's super simple, ma'am, you are a diva. Nothing is supposed to be super simple on you. That's the reason you hate it. Then you go into bodycon dresses. That's not for you. That is for a romantic all day, every day for the rest of forever. So there's that. Then last but not least, mini dresses. So those of us that have a curve on the bottom, this is what I say. There's a reason why those of us that have a curve on the bottom versus those of us that don't, as you start getting above the knee, except for soft classics, there's a certain part where you reach above our knee where you're like, oh my God, she's going to show me her vagina. It becomes lewd for real. It's
Mhm.
because of the proportions in our body
Yeah.
as softs. Soft
Yeah.
classics can get away with it for a potentially much longer time than the rest of us can because of their proportions. But as a soft dramatic, I mean, once I get above my knee, you're like, she's going to show me her vag immediately. It
Mm.
happens like that. And so I just remember being in college and Target having all of these very short dresses. They had nothing else. And I was like, why do I always look obscene?
Yeah.
Well, because as an SD, you're not supposed to wear dresses that short. You look crazy. Heads up. And that's the reason why for skirts, it's basically the exact same thing. No mini skirts, no overly billowy skirts, no excessive volume, no extremely simplistic. And we talked
Mhm.
earlier about why no overly billowy and no why excessive volume. They're basically the exact same thing.
I
For
think about,
pants, oh, go
um
ahead.
I don't know, I was just gonna say, I think about, I have a lot of friends that are in seasons of life of homecoming and this trend of these, like, little tube dresses that are super, super short, and this is in no way a dig to anybody whose child may have worn one of those. They just when you look at them on so many different body types, the girls they look like they feel uncomfortable when they're wearing them. 'Cause I think there's just a small selection where that is actually, like, a really flattering style.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a romantic, it looks fire on you. I mean, you could also be a flamboyant natural, and that's fine on you. TRs are fine. FNs are fine. FGs are fine
Mhm.
because they have the width that can carry it. Soft naturals, they have the width, so it depends on the essence
Yeah.
on that one. But everybody else, nope, nope. There's a reason why my very, very, very first prom dress ever was this stunning red satin halter dress that was super elongated and rocked over my curves and
Mhm.
had this ruffle that went down the entire, flowed down the front and did this big bustle in the back, down the back. I looked
Do
fucking
you still have a
incredible.
picture of that? I wanna see.
Think I do. Yeah, I
You gotta
think I
find
can
that.
find it. Yeah,
Send
and I
to me.
think when you come, you can look at it in, like, a yearbook or something. Girl, I look so fly.
So exciting.
So good. Yeah, anyway, but if you yeah, those of you, if you look back at your prom dresses, at your wedding photos, you might get a really good especially if you got to pick it yourself. There could be
Mhm.
really good hints of what you were
Yeah.
because we've been dressing ourselves for a long time. If your parents let you dress yourself, you're going to be able to see what you were if you knew. If you, there's some of us that still have no idea who we are. Some of us are still very confused. Some of us are still very lost. We know, and there are those of us that are like, that's me. I know that's me. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm
Yeah.
talking to those of us that are like, I think I figured me out. Go look. You might be shocked. You'll be like, oh, I did know it then. Because that's
But
always
it's
a fun
it's
reveal.
interesting when you start paying attention, especially if you are a parent who does let your kid dress themselves. I took
Yeah.
my daughter, she now has an opinion about the clothes that she wears, so we got to go fall clothes shopping. And Blair and I have been like joking about what her essence is probably going to be. And I sent Blair a picture of the things that she picked out. And we were like, she's going to be dramatic or gamine, is kind of where we're sitting. And she liked the pleated skirts, like the wide leg pants with it. I was like, it to the Spanx set, except it's, different material. But she's always been particular about the materials of her clothing. She's got the width of mommy's shoulders. And so it was just funny looking at the pictures. I told Blair this morning she put on like a Peter Pan collar with like this billowy sleeve, this very girly dress. And she's like, Mom, I hate it. And I said, Well, what do you hate about it? And she was like, I hate the collar and I don't like the sleeves at all. I was like, okay, noted. So file those away as you're with your people. I think you're probably right.
I think it's going to be
Yeah.
dramatic. I'm excited. We'll see.
New
We'll see.
adventures.
It's gonna be fun. It's really, really fun. Okay, let's see. Did we talk about pants? Okay. So pants, here we go. Avoid cropped cuts, skinny jeans, low rise,
Mhm.
leggings masquerading as pants. All right, let's talk about this. Cropped cuts. If we're talking about needing vertical and needing length, cropped, it's gonna make you look bananas. It's gonna take away all that vertical on you.
Mhm.
Can't do it. You look crazy. Skinny jeans? No, no. Skinny jeans don't do us any kind of service. There's a lot of soft dramatics that are like, but I want to show off my curves. There's a difference between showing off our curves and like looking like things were painted on your body. A lot of skinny jeans are like tapered, and we
Mhm.
don't look great in
Mhm.
tapered. We really show up and show out in wide leg
Mhm.
and in flare. We look stunning in those two. We can also rock a boot cut depending on how wide the boot cut is too.
Well, and so many pairs of skinny jeans hit at or just above the ankle as well, right?
They can
So I feel like unless you find the long pair, if they exist anywhere, then you also are challenging your vertical with that as well.
Totally. Totally. Great point. Totally great point. Absolutely.
So I made one. Hooray.
Girl, you make so many more than that. Oh my god, give yourself so much more credit than this. Low rise, ugh. So here's the deal. As an SD, we need high-waisted pants. Ma'am, take that shiz under my titties. I jokingly say that. But we need a high-waisted pant. We deserve that because you gotta have that beautiful curve happening. We don't have this elongation in our torso that we're trying to hit. Like, that's not it.
The high waisted or ultra high waisted, you're that's helping your waist emphasis. When you're pairing that with the right top, that is just hitting you at that nice little spot. It's accentuating all of your curve instead of covering a percentage of it and hitting you at a point where your top isn't sure what to do with your pants and your pants aren't sure what to do with your top. And then you're going to get into that kind of uncomfortable looking situation.
It needs to sit above your belly button. It has to. And that's a rule. Your pants have to sit above your belly button. And that's a hard and fast rule for basically every soft body type. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Soft dramatic, soft natural, soft classic, soft gamine.
Mm.
Above the belly button.
Yeah.
That's where your pants need to sit.
And I think knowing your rise is, when you learn how to measure your rise on your denim, because not all high waisted jeans are
No.
equally high waisted or even high
No.
waisted at all, depending on the proportion of
Correct.
your body, right?
Correct.
And so knowing what your rise is will really help you in the denim shopping process.
Totally.
Because it is
Pistola has a quote unquote super high rise. They will hit you at 12 inches.
yeah.
So if you need you a super high rise, y'all go to Pistola. Go to their website. Hashtag Pistola. Come give
Please
us some
sponsor
doll
us.
hairs.
And
Yeah.
actually, we should
Hashtag
talk about
Pistola.
that.
Come give us some
And
doll hairs.
can you make talls too? Can you make the tall pants too, please? The long
Hashtag please make
things.
some tall pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. They have some high rise. Just heads up on that. Okay. Let's talk about outerwear, jackets, and sweaters. No long coats with no waist emphasis or tie because we need that waist emphasis. As an SD, you cannot have any kind of sweater, any kind of duster, any kind of trench that does not have a tie associated with it. You have to be able to give me waist emphasis. Y'all, I know this sounds crazy. You got to show me some shoulder pads. You can rock shoulder pads as an SD. And I know that sounds nuts and I know it sounds 80s. Don't think about it that way because we have this angular structure to us because we
Mhm.
sit on the yang end of the spectrum. We look so beautiful with the shoulder pad filling out our shoulder and giving us that little bit of angle sitting on our shoulder. I even have dresses that have shoulder pads and are so beautiful.
Because you have some angularity to your body in general, you can tolerate some angularity. And then if you get that jacket with the shoulder pads that
Yep.
either has like a crisscross or some sort of structure that gives
Yep.
it some waist emphasis, those jackets are just chef's kiss.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's why I tell you guys, if you've ever been in the store and you are an SD and you're like, but why do the jackets that have shoulder pads look better? I just want to not wear something with shoulder pads. I'm sorry, boo boo. You are always going to look better. The 1980s called and they are whispering, I want to love you. Come to me. Like you just give in. Just give in. Anything that's oversized and shapeless, again, it's never going to be for you. Anything that's boxy, it's never going to be for you. That's for the FGs. It's a box. You're a box. Wear a box. That's for them. Okay.
Mhm.
That's their mantra.
Mhm.
Anything that's a super heavy material, like a heavy wool, no, there's not enough of that undulation, enough of that flow, enough of that sexiness that we need as an SD. Nope.
Challenging.
Let's talk hair and makeup and then we're done, y'all.
Yeah.
Hair, straight hair, short cuts with no wave or curl, anything that's overly angular in an updo with no softness, so no twists, no turns, no roundness. Y'all, as an SD, this is what I say. We need big hair. We need big hair. So that's why y'all see me in a lot of videos and it's not in it in this video. If you're watching on like YouTube right now or if you I mean you can see it. I got even my ponytail is really big right now.
Mhm.
and that's why it looks good. But if you see in a lot of the other videos that I have on Insta or TikTok or YouTube or anything else, or any of my outfit of the day photos, my hair is usually big, big, and it's styled with my big curls, and you always see me with all the volume.
Mhm.
That's how it's supposed to be for soft dramatics. Soft, dramatic, those are operative words when it comes to everything
Yeah.
about a dramatic.
And
Use your
is your hair
imagination.
honoring your I mean, is it honoring your curve? Is it honoring I mean, having some length to it honors your vertical, and then that whether it's wave or curl or however you are able to make your hair accept that, it honors the rest of your body, and you're carrying that all the way up to the top.
Absolutely. One of my favorite examples is there's this photograph of, and Rachel Weisz is an SD,
So
very
beautiful.
famous actress. God, she's stunning.
God, I mean, thinking
And
Jude Law.
she has this photo shoot in a trench coat that is
Mm,
so good, so gorgeous. And her hair in that trench coat photo shoot is this moderate weight. It's basically just to her shoulders, maybe just a little bit below her shoulders, with this beautiful wave on it. And it's just the ultimate SD hair. Ultimate. Every time I try to like tell people this is SD hair, it's Rachel Weisz.
get up for you.
Here you go. But yeah, that's here. Insert here.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. This is the ultimate SD hair. Now, does that mean that your hair can't be short? Does that mean that it can't be angular? Does that mean that it can't be? No, because if you look at me throughout the years, I have had shorter hair. One of the cuts that I had that I was obsessed with was this shorter cut that I had on the sides, and then I had it longer on the top. And one of the things that I did is I actually would do curls on the top and actually make the curls bigger and bigger and bigger on the top. I was obsessed with that hair because it was so dramatic but so soft and had the curls
Mhm.
on top. It worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to be willing to do a lot of styling. We need the big hair. And then last but not least, let's talk about makeup. All right. Here's the things that we're going to avoid. We're going to avoid the no makeup looks. We're
Mm,
going to avoid excessive liquid eyeliner. Those are the two biggest things. And here's the reason why. SDs, those are the biggest things that you can see that SDs mess up.
mhm.
They mess up that
Mhm.
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that, like, clean girl aesthetic, the clean
Yeah.
girl look, which is, like, the
I
no
don't know what
makeup
you're
look.
talking about, Blair.
Shut up. As an FN, especially as a Kennedy, y'all can rock that. Kennedys, y'all don't need a lot of makeup. You are so balanced. You are meant for
Yeah.
this type of beauty. I have not seen an SDC.
Oh,
I've not seen one. Now, that's secondary essence. Tertiary is
sure.
different.
Yeah, yeah.
Secondary, I've not seen one.
So if you don't know what that means, Blair gives you your first essence with your Kibbe type, and your second essence is your Kitchener essence. And then especially if you're a beginner, let's just hold there because it can get challenging and a little confusing after that. But some people do have additional essences that it's like a sprinkling, pixie dust, or a detail that fits that box for them. But never had a SD with a classic secondary essence. So interesting. But
No,
you guys are
because it
I mean, SDs are divas, right? So I
they're
mean,
such
it
divas.
logically follows when you're looking at the spectrum of characteristics of these different style IDs that if you're a diva, you're going to want to have some degree of diva to your makeup look as well.
Yeah, there's gotta be the sparkle, there's gotta be the shine, there's gotta
Mhm.
be the lashes, and then liquid eyeliner, because we are soft, we need the smoke.
Mhm.
Can't have the hard liquid
Yeah.
anything. We have to have the smoky. So if you are an SD and you're like, "Okay, but why has the liquid done me dirty? What's going on with that? Why have I always looked better with, like, powders?"
Because it's too sharp for you.
You don't need that
Yeah.
sharpness.
Yeah.
You need the
You're
smoky.
angular, but you're soft, right?
You need the
Mhm.
smokiness of the
And
powders, of the eyeshadows. That's what's always going to be better on you as your eyeliner,
yeah.
is a powder eyeliner. That's how I do it. I do a powder
Mhm.
eyeliner. I remember stumbling upon that when I
Yeah.
was in my teen years, and I was like, "Why does this?" Well, because 'cause you're a soft dramatic.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting as you go through these different the style IDs. that soft, that word is such a critical differentiating factor between you and your family partner, right? So like your dramatics are gonna, I mean, they get to do some of that crazy sharp stuff that is
Totally.
just not gonna honor the softness in who you are.
100%. You're gonna be like, "I don't understand. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine."
Yeah. I often tell Blair to like explain it to me like I'm 5 to help me. My brain is tired. Can you please explain it to me in very small words so that I can be sure to understand them?
Metaphors, Blair. Metaphors
Yeah,
for sure.
well, that's the power of the metaphors. So if you are a diva and your curves are showing up, we are here for it. You are fabulous, and we'll be looking for you for sure.
I cannot wait. So if you are listening to this episode right now, the final thing that we will ask of you is this, because we put out so much content for you guys and we work so hard on this. Please, whatever platform you are listening to this on, stop right now. Go and give us a rating. Leave us a comment or a review and let us know all about how you're loving the pod. If you've got questions, you can always drop them in our DMs on Insta. You're going to be able to find us at Style Rebellion Podcast on Instagram.
Yep.
We cannot wait to see you guys next time. Thank you so much. We love you.
Thanks for being here.
Bye, y'all.